and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about the Master Palette by Mario. And thank you again to those of you who have already subscribed. It's a new channel, so I've been really enjoying seeing who's subscribing and kind of what you guys are liking. So I appreciate it. If you'd like to subscribe, I would appreciate that as well. Back to the palette. We are talking about this new limited edition palette, and I just received this in the mail the other day, and I wanted to give it a try, so I used many products. Let's see, I used many colors from this. I used the Hollywood, Isabel, NYC, Kim, Muse, Fifth Avenue, and Bronx on this look today, and I kind of give my thoughts and impressions as I go along. So if you'd like to see how I got this look today and find out my final thoughts on this towards the end, please keep watching. Okay, first things first, I'm going to swatch this for you, and I just watched the playback of the intro, and it sounds like I received this in the mail. I did receive it, but because I purchased it, so it was not sent to me. I purchased it off the Sephora website, so just to clarify. All right, so we're gonna go through and swatch each one of these so you can see what they look like. All right, I have swatched these on my arm for you. We've got Hollywood, NYC, Kim, Muse, Marina, Claudia, Lula, Isabel, Violetta, Fifth Avenue, Bronx, and Paris. And these are very creamy. There's some fallout because of the pigmentation themselves, but they are all really easy to work with, really blendable. So I hope you can see what this looks like against my skin tone if you are similar in skin tone. Okay, so here we are, no makeup, and I did put primer on the last time I tried to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. But I found that it was dragging a little bit in terms of how the application of the powder was. So it's much smoother for me without primer. So I think that's a little bit different in terms of how I've used products in the past, powder products with primer. So I'm trying no primer again today. I just have a little bit of concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Hollywood, this color, all over my lid just to set a nice base so that I can blend more easily the other colors. This is an Elizabeth Mott all over brush. By the way, I don't just love this palette, this Hourglass palette, because of the products inside, but I love the mirror. It's very large. It's really nice to travel with and then just to have on hand for things like this. If I need a bigger mirror, I can just hold in my hand like this. Okay, so this is a nice golden color with a little bit of warmth to it, which is almost my skin color. So it just makes everything neutralized on my lids and kind of makes everything more even so that I can put some other color on top. So I'm gonna go in the crease with this Isabel. This is a matte shade. So the Hollywood has a little bit of shimmer in it, and then Isabel is a matte shade, and it's got that salmony, peachy with a little bit of brownish tone in it. Perfect for crease if you are my color. I'm taking a Real Technique shading brush, and I have a few of these, but this thing comes in really handy, the Sephora color switch, and it just allows you to clean the colors in between. Again, I'm going to just apply that to the crease. I love the pigmentation of this palette. It's very similar to the pigmentation on the Modern Renaissance, very densely pigmented, and then it shows up on my skin color, which is nice. I'm gonna take this Luxie 205 Tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna blend. I'm blending in upward and outward motions. It can get a little bit patchy sometimes for me right here and right here, so if I just set the brush really gently and just swirl like this, it does the work for me. I especially like to rest the brush right in between the arch right here and the end. If I just put the brush in this general area, it seems to work the best. Okay, that's looking good for now. It's given me some definition and also provided a little warmth just because of the color itself. I'm going to go in next with NYC. This color right here. And I'm going to just take this brush again, clean it off. So even though the NYC is a bit of a darker shade, I don't want it to get muddy with the previous color, which is why I did the color switch in between. And I'm just gently pressing it in. My lids are not big eyelids, so I have to be really careful about not spreading color all over the place because then it gets kind of mixed in there and gets lost. So I'm just dabbing it in to the specific areas, which is why I really like this brush. It's small. So I can get it in the specific areas I want. So you can see right there, it's on the ends. And then I'm going to take my brush again, the same Luxie 205 tapered blending brush, and blend. This time I'm doing more of an inside motion, just to get it to spread a little bit this way and this way. And it's coming off more as a plum color with my skin tone. So you can see it right there. I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is a Smashbox number 30 brush, but any pencil brush will do. I'm going to take that same color NYC and run it along the bottom lash line. Now, a little trick that I learned from the Ray Morris book that I have is that to get the uplifted shape, it actually doesn't have as much to do with what you do on top as it has to do with what you do on the bottom. So if you take this and you lift it up like this, that's where you get the lifted illusion of a lifted eye shape. I also tend to get some creasing with the concealer right under the lash line. So putting color there also helps to camouflage that. Sometimes the concealer can end up in those little grooves. So as you can see, again, we have more of a lifted motion. Go in with the blending brush again. And the reason I'm blending it inwards now with this darker color is because if I blend it out, it's going to end up way down here, and then that again takes away from the lifted shape of the eye. I'm noticing there's a little bit of density with the pigment right here. So I'm going to make sure I blend, blend, blend. Okay, so we're definitely coming together at this point. I love this color Kim. So I'm just going to put some on my finger on my lid and see what that looks like. Oh yes, that's much prettier on the lid than it looks in the pan. It looks more rose gold here, but it definitely has a peachier appearance on my skin. So this right here is Kim. This one. That's really pretty. I'm gonna go in with Muse here. Right here, this color. And I just kind of want to see, I mean, I probably in everyday life wouldn't put this many colors on, but I want to see what it looks like. That's pretty. It's more like a rose gold once it's applied. Although in there it looks a little bit more of a garnet maybe. Really pretty though. The next thing we're going to do is, let's see, add a little bit of Fifth Avenue to the very center of the lid and see if we can get that to add some dimension to the eye. That would be this one right here, Fifth Avenue. That's really beautiful. I am loving that. These colors are pretty amazing. So I'm thinking of wearing this with a more of an olive color top. So I think I'm going to try and line with this color Bronx right here, that color. This is a brush that came in a set, and I believe it's by Mercier, yes. It has a flat eyeliner on one side, and then on the other side, it has an angled eyeliner. So I'll be using both. So I would like to use this as an eyeliner, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of a, what do we call this? Hello, it's the eye drop. I'm gonna take an eye drop and then just put a little bit of it on my hand. I dropped it on my hand. I'm dipping the flat brush into it and then into the Bronx. And then I'm going to just press that up against the lash line. So as you can see the difference between eyeliner here and here. It's very subtle, but it definitely makes a difference. I'm going to now use the angled eyeliner part of it to make a little bit of a wing. So I've been working on my wing. I actually ordered the Tom Ford eyeliner, liquid liner, to see if it's really all that amazing. So I'll be doing a little review for you on that, or first impression, as soon as I get that. So as you can see, I added a little wing. It's subtle, which I like, because sometimes the wings just take over everything and then you don't see really what's happening with the makeup. So it's kind of nice to use the green for this. It's so funny when you do your makeup on camera, it seems like it's way harder than in real life, because I think because you're trying to angle around the mirror. Usually I have a nice mirror, lit mirror right in front of me, so it's at eye level, and so trying to do this so that you can see makes it feel like application is much more difficult. Let's go ahead and intensify that just a little bit more. I'm going to take the Violetta. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. It's this beautiful brown color. And what I like about this brown is that it has warmth to it, almost like a redness to it, which looks really beautiful on brown eyes. It makes the brown eyes pop. So I'm going to take this pencil brush again, and I'm just going to place it on the corners, outside corners, just to create some contrast, and then again, some depth. And again, if you have smaller eyelids and smaller eyes like me, a pencil brush is a must-have, because it lets you get in and be really specific about placement. Then I'm going to go ahead and do like a graded effect almost. So I'm going to go dark, then light, then lighter. So I'm going to take the Violetta right here, as close to the lash line as I can get. Then I'm going to go in with Bronx right under that, the green color. And then finally, I'm going to go in with NYC. So I went from Violetta, Bronx, and now this color, NYC. And finally, I'm going to take Kim and have that as the color lowest. Okay, so I'm just going to add some eyeliner. I'm going to tighten line, add some mascara, and then I will be right back with the final. Look. All right, and here's the finished look. So my final thoughts on the Master Palette by Mario are to go and get it if you have the resources. If you need another palette, I would get it. I didn't need another palette, but I still got it. I actually was not on the market for one, especially after the Modern Renaissance palette. I didn't need that one at the time either, but then after watching so many people rave about it, I thought I should give it a try. So I did, and then this one came along shortly thereafter, and I thought I really don't need another palette, but then I saw Wayne Goss review it. He did a quick little review. I'll link it below if you'd like to see his thoughts on it, but he said this is one of the things he would buy again and again and again. And I thought, well, for him to say that's pretty good. He's really honest with his reviews, which is why I like to see what he has to say about things. He will tell you the honest truth, whether you want to hear it or not. So based on his recommendation, I did go out and purchase it, and the colors are very fall appropriate, especially for my skin tone. You get some of the, you know, the nice coppery, not really coppery, you get the nice kind of orangey colors, and then you've got the beautiful garnet and the rose gold up there. And then I also love that green color, and then also the Claudia, which is the navy. It's got a little bit of gray in it though, so it's not a navy, but I'll definitely use that as an eyeliner, kind of like I did with the Bronx today. So if you learned something, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and I will see you next time. Thank you.